Parashas Mishpatim, Tafshin Pevav. I'm going to go on a very, very small inyan, which is very huge, actually. Let's go right away into the psukim and look at it. The truth is, I'm going to go on one pasuk. There's no need for more. Ve'ele hamishpatim asher tasim lifneihem. And this for the Shir of Shabbos is very fundamental. Ivri. I don't know why my internet connection has been unstable the whole day. If you can hear me at one point, please tell me so I can repeat. There's no point I speak through an unstable connection. Okay. Ve'ele hamishpatim asher tasim lifneihem. Interesting. We are before Matan Torah, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Moshe Rabbeinu, take the Mishpatim and seemingly place them before them. They want to take them, they take them. They don't want to take them, they don't take them. Every time in the Torah, we're going to see the Mishpatim, Moshe Rabbeinu will have a tzivui to teach them. We see another pasuk in Vayikra. Eile hachukim ve'amishpatim ve'hatoiros. The mishpatim don't encompass the whole Torah. We have the chukim, we have the Torahs. Asher nosan Hashem benoi uven bnei Yisrael. Behar Sinai beyad Moshe. And the same way, Moshe be'eres ha-Torah, he had to clarify everything, and they're part of the Torah, the Mishpatim, the laws. Another pasuk in Devarim, ve'atopoi amoid imadi, ve'adabra elecha es kol ha-mitzvah ve'achukim ve'amishpatim asher telamedeim. Moshe Rabbeinu, when he repeats the occurrence of Har Sinai in Parashas Devarim, he says he was mitzvah from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to teach them to the Bnei Yisrael. So why is the Torah here says Asher Tasim Lifneihem? Why is the Torah forgetting the chukim, at least chukim? Why is that? Do you think we can understand the outcome of the Mishpatim, which are all the laws between Ben Adam Lachavero? We can understand the gravity and the oynesh and so forth. And what's striking is the first halacha, the first mishpat that the Torah wants to teach us. It's something which is completely unrelated to us. Ki sikne eved Ivri. 1 second. Have you ever bought one of you an eved Ivri? No. Why? Because eved Ivri is noyeg only when Yovel is noyeg. Only at the time of the Beis Hamikdash. So why starting with such a rarity of a din rather than starting with stealing, with Ribbis, stealing the Zohar teaches that these dinim ve'ele hamishpatim, they are the mishpatim, mishpitayo de gulgelayo. These are the one for which a person returns in Gilgul. And the Ramak explains, out of all the oinshim that a person goes through in afterlife, the worst is a Gilgul. So if we are talking now in that degree, now you get my attention. Now you get the attention of the Bnei Yisrael. We're talking, so bring me the first din. Don't lend money with interest to another Jew. Why? Moisyumas. He's kofer in Yetzi'as Mitzrayim, and he's not going to get up in Techiyas HaMeisim. That's a huge onus. Talk to me about things that we can relate to, that's going to, they're going to catch our focus and keep on focusing on the rest of the Mishpatim. Kisikne Eved Ivri, you're going to talk to me about the Eved Ivri and the Amma? Who's this Eved Ivri? No, Menachem, don't. Yeah. If the connection is very bad, talk to me because I'm not looking usually at my phone. It's very choppy. You know what? I'm disconnecting. Stay connected. I'll catch you all back, and I'll reconnect myself. You don't have to reconnect yourself. I realize. Let me get this. I'm going to get this. Disconnect. Are you here all? Oh, I think so.
Yes.
Okay, Baruch Hashem. So now I have a different connection. Hopefully it's going to work. So I'm asking again, you're starting with the Eved Ivri rather than starting with a din that's a lot more common, that's a lot more enticing to the person to make quick money on his friend by lending with interest. And the oynesh is a lot more severe because the person will not get up in Techiyas HaMeisim. He won't have it. So why would the Torah start with this and start with the Eved Ivri, which I don't know from where? And besides that, if the Torah had said, Im tikne, yeah, you're not forced to buy Eved Ivri, but the Torah doesn't say that. The Torah says, Ki sikne, when you will buy. Really? When I will buy? Because we are forced to buy. There's a mitzvah to buy a Eved Ivri. Who is this Eved Ivri? Well, what is the Gemara telling us about the Eved Ivri? In Gemara in Kiddushin Yudalat Amud Aleph, it's the pasuk says, "Im en loi v'nimkar bignevasoi." The ganav that got arrested and does not have the money to pay, he will be sold. So Beis Din will sell him in order to pay for his theft. We're talking about a thief. Really? Anyone wants to bring a thief in his house? He has a history of theft. He's a kleptoman. Do you want to bring this into your house and make him work 6 years? That's really what you want to do? That's the chinuch you want to give your children? Who would want a guy where you, instead of serving you, you're going to be on your guard for the next 6 years? Nobody wants that. So why the Torah tells me, ki sikne? Oh, yeah, you will buy. But I've never seen, never found, in no mitzvah, that I have to buy him. I have to buy him to help him? What do I have to buy him for? And then the Amma Ivriya, it's another story, but I won't even touch him. I won't even touch it. Rashi says, this time I wrote you Rashi, because Rashi goes, usually he gets very close to the pshat of the pasuk. But Rashi sensed some of the question that we are going to ask, and he goes right on it. Amalo ya Kadosh Baruch Hu le Moshe. Kadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe, Lo yisale al da'atecha lo yimar. Don't you think that I'm going to eshne lahem aperek ve'alacha shnayim u'shloisha pe'amim? I will go over the halacha 2 or 3 times. Ad shetehei sedura befihem kemishnasa. That it should be appropriately, they should know it. Ve'eni matriyach atzmi lahavinam tameh adavar o pirusho. But I don't have to explain them the reasons of it. Lekach ne'emar. Therefore it says, Asher tasim lifneihem. That you should place before them keshulchan he'aruch, like a set table, umuchan le'echol lifnei ha'adam, where the food is readily available before the person. You don't have to cook, you don't have to do anything, it's already prepared. Rashi has taken that pasuk completely out of the pshat. Asher tasim lifneihem. We see a pasuk, va'adabra elecha es kol mitzvah, that the pasuk above in Devarim. Asher telamedem. The Torah never went and said that Moshe Rabbeinu had to toil in order to explain them this or that. No, Moshe Rabbeinu had to teach them the Torah. When Moshe went and be'eres ha-Torah zois, he clarified also some of the reasons. Shows me my, again, it's unstable. Let me know when it's choppy, please. So, why didn't he say, Rashi, according to you, he should have said, Asher tasim befihem, that they should know it, at least by heart. It's already one thing if they familiarize themselves with the mitzvahs to the point that they know them. Or, ve'ele amishpatim asher tevaer lahem. You want to say be'er with the lashon of Rashi, meaning that you have to explain them the reason, says be'er. Because that's the fundamental, it's going to get nutty here today. I'm telling you, it's going to get deep. This is not a simple, these are not simple questions. These are questions that require a lot of depth. Because the Torah here, we can see pasuk after pasuk, it's not a one illogical fact. The whole thing is illogical. I mean, if you explain it bepashtus. Just this din of Eved, and telling you that you will buy Eved, I don't want to have a thief in my house. A rich man is going to bring a thief to his house. It's kind of logical. In the Midrash Agada here, brings 2 dinim. He brings 2 learnings from this passage. From the last word, lifneihem, the Gemara also will say it, but since Tanaim said it, I go to the source. Lifneihem veloi lifnei goyim. We learn from here that anyone going to our kois of goyim and loy chelek leolam haba. Why? Because he's kofer be'loike Yisrael. Like we have no mishpatim, that you prefer the mishpat of a goy rather than the mishpat of the yid. And that's how the Shulchan Aruch and Choshen Mishpat Siman Chavav Yud Kevav Ke Saif Aleph Echad Hashem Echad paskin there. And a second pshat gives the Midrash, the Eile HaMishpatim, says that any dayan that is done din emes la'amitoi, that is really toiling to bring every din, not only emes, but the emes of the emes. I know what amidst is, but amidst of amidst, I don't understand. But Ke'ilu nase shutaf lakadosh baruch hu b'maise bereshis. He is considered, and the Midrash Rabbah will bring it, the Tanchuma will bring it. But you know, I was first in the Midrash Agada. I keep on with it. He became a partner to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the creation of the world, and that's exact. The Torah paskins like this in Siman Aleph in Choshen Mishpat. Why? Because it says in the pasuk, "Vaya'amod ha'am al Moshe," the people stood by Moshe, all those who had a din or a question, min haboker ad ha'arev, which is written in the Parashas in Yisrael. And it says in Ma'aseh Bereshis, Vayhi erev, Vayhi boker. Amazing. Because it says ha boker, ha erev, and in Ma'aseh Bereshis you learn erev and boker, which is said in a different order. You're learning that you're becoming a partner to HaKadosh Baruch Hu as if you're part of the creation of the world. These are the Mishpat. In other words, according to the Midrash here, the Mishpatim are talking to Dayanim. They're not talking to people. They're talking to Dayanim, and that's what Moshe Rabbeinu repeats in Parashas Shoftim v'Shotrim titan lecha, that in order to be mekayim those dinim, that's why you must have a base din in every plach and plach, in every not city, even worse, in every shchuna. You should have a base din. And says Paskin to Peleyoetz that if there are no Dayanim, then you should have 3 regular people that will be sitting, and they will hear, all the disputes. So the chiyuv goes so far that even if there are no Dayanim, you have to put. But staying without a base din, it's not an option. Obviously, there are ways that even a base din, when someone is mesarev ledina, is not coming to din, their base din has 2 ways. Either they put him in nidui, and sometimes they refrain because people don't understand the nidui of a base din. This is in Siman Shin Lamed Dalet. I'm going out of the shir, and you'll understand why in a few days. And or they give the hater to go before Akash. You don't want to listen to the dinei Torah. You machriach, so you taking upon yourself that din that we just mentioned. Because the teveya went before dinei Torah, but the nitva, the plaintiff, went before dinei Torah, but the defendant refuses to come before dinei Torah. And so the Isser is on his back, and that's what the Beis Din does when he give a heter akois to the plaintiff, that he has no other solution to stop the nezek than going before akois. So for him, it's mutar leafuke, to exclude that from the nitva is still over on the Isser. Close the parenthesis on this. The lashon of the Mechaber is tremendous. And he says that anyone that comes, that goes mean, now you understand from onset, instead of going to a beis din, he's going to Arkois, Hareze Russia. He has the din of a Russia. He's a frum guy, and he has his Shemona Esrei takes 20 minutes. It's a Russia that daven Shemona Esrei. His words of Kodesh never go up. Russia means you have a top, you tfilis, you Torah, nothing. Ukeilu cheref vegidef, and it's like if he cursed Chaz v'Shalom. Veherim yad, b'soiras Moshe Rabbeinu alav hashalom. And that he not only with words, but with actions. Like you take a Sefer Torah and you show that rachmana litzlan, like the Nazis did, that he had no kedusha, like the Arab did on October 7th in the show, that he has nothing. And this is even when both parties agree, when I don't have a problem. Now we have to go down to this. Understand, now that we start understanding a little bit, now who the Mishpatim refer to, but it becomes a bigger question now, the Ivri. But let's go one step at a time because it's going to be really demanding to focus on though in truth, it's a mystery how the Midrash got all these dinim out of one word, lifneihem, from before them, because it's just the opposite of our understanding. The understanding is you're going to put the Mishpatim before them, meaning that you're going to teach them the laws that were given in Mara, which is right before Har Sinai, the encamping of Mara, when they were camping there, and you're going to teach them. But we're not talking about the disputes that you have to bring before them. So now you took the last word and you twisted me the whole puzzle. So I had a problem, now you gave me two problems instead of one. So we have to understand what's going on here. I'm going to have to spend most of this year on here. The Commander HaKadosh comes and he felt. And he says, Lifneihem means veloy lifnei goyim, like Chazal says. But he explains why. He says, when a person is judged, there are two heichalos. So in the Zohar Kodesh, in heichalos the Gedusha, in Parashas Pikudei, this is brought down. You have two heichal. Heichal choiva. I'm going to voyalize for you because we're gonna talk. And we have heichal schus. One opposite the other. And we have heichal zechus. Now, in the heichal choiva says the Zohar Kodesh that there's no mercy. It's the din to the nails, meaning there's no way out of this. Person is chayav one thing to the last word of the din the guy will have to pay everything. In the heichal schus, the person, it's not din. It's a din with rachamim. And okay, as long as you pay let's say, the principal or most of the principal, forget, they're going to cut a deal with the person. Says the Commander HaKadosh, this equals to 498. Heichal Schus equals something we know very well in this year, the three Yichudim. These are the Yichudim that we use in order to bring the Shechina from the world of Asiya. Here, he goes to the world of Yetzirah. And with this one, from Yetzirah, he goes to Beria. That's how much we can do. But here, the idea is not, we're talking about the Malchus. In Heichal HaSchus, these are the three Dayanim. And you can see each one has the Shem Kel. And Kel is Chesed. And there's no din, there's no Shem of, there's no Elohim. There's no din of tough dinims. This shows you that when a person is judged in Heichal HaSchus, the Dayanim are very lenient. They bypass, oh, you did that mitzvah? Oh, we can let go of a few avonos that we understand, they're going to help the person to be zoiche. And the Zohar HaKadosh says here that in the Heichal HaSchus, there are 4 other Heichalos of Schus, one more than the other. Meaning that there's no one uniform Heichal Schus. There are 4 different Heichal Schus. And says the Commander HaKadosh, if you take Heichal Zechus time 4 equals 1,992. Equals this whole pasuk exactly. Ve'ele hamishpatim asher tasim lifneihem. And now we're going to correlate it to the words of Rashi. What does he mean? You have to explain them that they have 2 paths before them. The path, not only what oinesh is, and if they don't keep the Mishpatim, but also what keeping the Mishpatim, keeping the laws of the Torah provides them. That they're going to be judged at the end, even though they are not perfect, they are not 100% mekayim every mitzvah with intention and this, like everybody else, we have our lives and we are taken by the flows of this turbulent river, which is life. And not everything we do with the intent. In this, so if you do keep the Mishpatim, you will be judged at the end of time, in the afterlife, in the Heichal HaSchus. And over there, the Dayanim are very lenient, and they try to search every time a schus. Yeah, he couldn't do it. You can't blame him for this avon, this avera or this avera. They're going to find excuses for you. Because says that HaKadosh, when a person gets to the din, one thing, so he looks exactly as he looked, the nefesh looks exactly as it looks in this world, the body. But one difference, he cannot talk. And everything, and he thinks as he thinks when he's alive, he was alive in this world. I mean, he's still alive. but when he was in this world. But everything he wants to say, the Dayanim say. There's no need to talk. And that's according to the rachmana HaKodesh, this is what this pasuk comes to the side of this pasuk is to teach the Bnei Yisrael that there are two benefits. One benefit in this life to keep the Mishpatim, but one benefit in the afterlife because you judge by lenient dayanim. Obviously, one who goes before the Arkois is in Echol Choy. But the rachmana HaKodesh didn't expand on what Echol Choyva is and everything. It's going to be on us to do it. In the Briskun HaSoilam, Rabbi Yitzchak Isaac Mikaretz, Zechus HaYagan Aleinu, Kodesh Kodashim, brings, I should have copied the table, but I couldn't find it. I know I'm not great at storing documents and finding them. So I know I have it, but I know in one of the Torah also I printed it, but I can't remember where. And I don't have much time to think, so I'm going to go on the fly and explain you this. There are 13 months. Oh, maybe I can just copy from here. 1 second, I didn't think of it. Give me a second, please. Where am I? I'm in here. Shit. I have it. So I need it back. I'm lost. I don't know where I am now. Where is no? Yeah. Some place? No. Screen sharing, but I don't see screen sharing. Okay, let's go back here. Let me share again because I couldn't find myself. I found them. Share. Let me explain you aside that even on Shabbos, I never gave it. We know that the Yud Ke Vav Ke can be written in several fashion, exactly 30. This I don't need, and this I don't need. Insert. Page 1. Okay. Let me start on a clean page. No. Yeah. There are 12 months of the year, and each month, besides what we do in the kavanas in the tefillah of Musaf, in the mazel of each month, there is a different way to write the Yud Ke Vav Ke, which is, by the way, the kavana of the 13th intermediate, the brachas of Shmoneh Esrei. You have 3 at the beginning, 3 at the end, all the 13th in the middle. These are the kavanas. Okay, I've said it. Now you have here Yud Ke Vav Ke, the Shem Av, we know it. But you don't know the Shem Saz, the 67. So we always call them by their value. It's a Yud Hey Vav Hey. I'm going to focus. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here there is the one we call done, 54, which is Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. This is a very important one. This is one that shines in the month of Tishri. Tishri being the 7th month of the year, you have 6 on the right, 6 on the left. You have here on the 6 to the right, as the right is always chesed, right? We know that chesed is on the right, and you don't want to be here. And this is what happens in Rosh Hashanah. Sifrei Chaim u'Meisim psuchim lefanecha. The books of life and not life I open if the person is judged by these. It's fine. If the person is judged by these names, not going to be a happy camper. Now, the proof is if we take all these names here and put them together, so I'm just going to take them by the number. Now you have them here, and B'ez Hashem will share them after that in a table, in a clean table. So we have Ab, which is Nisa. Then we have Iyar. We have Saz, the 67. Then we have Sivan, which is in the Bina. Then we have Sag for Sivan, because the Torah was given in Sivan, and the Olam HaTorah is the Bina. That's why we have the Shem of the Bina. Then we have Sag, Tammuz. Sivan, Tammuz. Then we have Nach and Naz, Av, Elul. This equals to 379. Equals to Sanhedrin. Who's going to judge the person? It's not in Shamayim, it's the Sanhedrin up there. It's the Beis Din Ha'elyon where the Sanhedrin is sitting, and they understand human. They understand people. They understand life. They understand everything. Malachim don't understand. But Sanhedrin do understand. And this equals what we say in the Tefillah and Rosh Hashanah non-stop, Kisei Rachamim. What we try to do with the Kiyas, to move HaKadosh Baruch Hu from Kisei Din to Kisei Rachamim. If a person was not Zoiche to be judged by this, so he is in the Din, still with the Kiyas we can move the din up there on the 6 first, not on the 6 in the bottom. This is what Kisei Rachmim is, and this is what Kisei Din is. The winter month, falls winter, Kisei Din. Spring, summer, Kisei Rachmim. Now we have a 13th, which flies above. Now the question, the way the din is done, where is this name connecting himself? There or there? And you're going to see the difference what happened. Because if we take all this, And now, and this goes in the core of all the dinei, not only for Rosh Hashanah, but Rosh Hashanah exemplifies that HaKadosh Baruch Hu judges. What do you mean he judges? The judgment of the person is, how do I judge you? Is this name going to connect himself to the six first? Or is he going to connect Chaz v'Shalom to the six below, to the left? So, if we add 54 to 379 equals 433 equals Zechus. That's where this person says he goes to Heichal Zchus and he is judged there. That's how a person, so now you understand how it works, even behind the scene, that a person is allowed to enter Heichal Zchus or is not allowed, Chaz v'Shalom, to enter and that's what the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah says on the what is the pasuk? I forgot the Gemara. The Mate klape chesed, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu leans towards chesed. Every time he wants to lean, even when on the din with the Bnei Yisrael, he's going to lean, meaning it's easy to find excuses. But this is only if done connect itself, the Shem 54, which is, we said, Yud Hey Vav Hey, connects himself to the first six. Now let's go a little bit deeper. What happens on the last six? So it started with Gan. What's the next one? Ben Memtes. Ben Memtes. I know there's a Memches. And we have Ma and Mad. Ma and Mad. This equals 291. This equals Eretz. In other words, the din is by the Malchus. We are it's not the actions, it's the outcome of the actions. The Pgam, Eretz is always the Malchus. The Pgam that was done in the Shechina by the actions of the person. Then, and this is terrible, because we don't have, how are you going to fix this on Rosh Hashanah? How is it possible to fix it? Impossible to fix it in an instant. So if Chaz v'Shalom, the din of the person is below, he's going down below. That's the din. Why is he not giving me insert page break? Yeah. So I don't want to keep on this. Now you see that Heichal, so when you're in Heichal Zchus, are you going to tell me, okay, so what happens to the Malchus when, even if you're going to Zchus, so what happened to the Shechina? That's why Heichal equals 65 equals Aleph Dalet Nun Yud. In other words, when the person is zoiche to be judged in Heichal Zchus, not only the Sanhedrin is learning or is judging favorably the person, but also at the same time is correcting the Pgam that was in the Shechina. There is no remembrance of the Chet whatsoever. So it's not that it left a trace. This is called the kapara. You have three levels. Slicha, Okay, I understand you, but you're still gonna have to pay for it. No problem. I don't hold a grudge against you. Mechila, you disconnected from the action. It's like it's not you that have committed that action. And kapara is not the action exists. The whole action is uprooted in the back, meaning the action and its consequences. So mimela, there's no more pgam in the shechina. So what is heichal choiva that it's being judged there? We explained. Heichal choiva equals 86. You don't need me to explain you what it is. Elohim, the harshness of the dinei. No chances to get out. Nobody, even a tzaddik, when Elohim, the din of Elohim comes, there is nothing that a person can do. And that's what the Torah says here. Let me take it up from here. Ve'ele ha-mishpatim. What do you mean? Which mishpatim you're talking about? This equals to 526. Equals rachmana, bina, shechina. In other words, we have, and this I'm going to explain it deeper. I want you to take this and never leave it, because the Satan will always try to take you down. Will always try to make you look at yourself in a bad light. What he reveals to us here, Yaakov Avinu, when he went to fight the Satan himself, which is the son of Esau, he took with him 3 names. Yabok. Yabok is an acronym, but it's also the value of the 3 names that he took with him. Yud Ke Vav Ke, Keye, and Aleph Dalet Nun Yud. The 3 of them, Chachma, the name of the Chachma, the name of the Bina, and the name in the Shechina. And with this, even the Satan himself could not overpower him. So we know that there's a power into this. Listen very well to this, and you can repeat it in my name. And I know today we don't hold of this, and it's not the most important, but we have lost our tradition, we have lost our philosophy, we have lost everything. When a person, you realize that in Mishpatim, we're going to enumerate only the dinin ben Adam lachabeiro. We're not talking about boy from kite, this. No, there's no such dinim. All the dinim is how to behave with one another. I said it on Shabbos, and I'm going to say it on that shir because I never said it on this shir. The midrash that says that derech eretz was created in Bereshis Rabbah, the midrash says derech eretz was created before the Torah. You would think. That's why Techiyas derech eretz kadma Torah preceded the Torah. It's striking. Oh, the most important thing in this world is the Torah. Yeah, but only if you have a vessel to contain it, which is called derech eretz. And how long was it created before the Torah? 26 generations. Oh, 26 like this? Arbitrarily? Just a number? Or Hashem is talking to us? Derech eretz plus Yud Ke Vav Ke equals 611. The Torah. You cannot have Torah unless you have derech eretz. All this arrogance and this thing and these hurtful words that I'm learning, you're not learning. What do you mean you're learning, you're not learning? You have no derech eretz, you're a behema, so you have no Torah. At least me, I have a little because I have a vessel, I have derech eretz. That's what the Eile HaMishpatim comes to teach us. That when a person has this derech eretz, only this derech eretz, which is only the vessel to contain the light of the Torah, the light of the 22 letters, he gets together with him the name of the Chachma, like Yaakov Avinu, the Yabot. The name of the Chachma, the name of the Bina, and the name of the Shechina. He has them together. He doesn't say when he learns Torah. If he can learn Torah on top of this, we saw the Midrash last week, even if you learn 2 halachas, Rabbi Yeshua, if he learns 2 halachas before going to work and 2 halachas after coming back from work, ma'ale alav ke'ilu kiyem vehagisaboy yoimam v'layla. It's considered as if he learned the entire day and entire night. Not only entire day. Because a person lives in this world. So if he's mekayem the mishpatim with the Gemara Chagiga, I think. If a person, HaKadosh Baruch Hu rewards us from something that it's not appealing, drinking blood, even by goyim, most goyim don't drink blood. It's repulsive. And still we're getting a reward. Something that someone is attracted to. Stealing, arayos, and staying away from there, and putting darim not to cross. Alachas kama vekama, says Chazal, the reward is tremendous. We have a habit to believe, and this is the current philosophy, that unless you feel on yourself and you're taking and you're breaking your back and it hurts, and I haven't done nothing. Well, the truth is you broke your back, and this is a chet. You have not accomplished anything positive. Actually, you're doing a negative according to the Torah. This is negating the whole concept of the Torah, not understanding the Torah. And this is where it hurts. And a person doesn't realize that the words of Rabbi Yeshua ben Chanina, the Talmud of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, luminaries beyond luminaries. When he says those words, you're going to be able to call him in Shamayim. You learned every morning 2 halachas in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. And every night, mamish, you come back from work, you go into your Kitzur Shulchan Aruch and learns 2 halachas. Not only it's considered that the time you spend to do a mitzvah deoraisa, bringing your parnasa, stay away from stealing, because if you don't have money, you're going to be like this thief, and you're going to end up, and chas v'sham, that person's going to end up like an eved. Not only the time you spend at work, but even the night afterward is considered that you have toiled, not learned, toiled in Torah. It's so easy, so do it. Do it. And obviously, if you add, it's even more. Now, I'm going to prove that point, because this is something where, unfortunately, I see a lot of people beating themselves up and don't feel that they are on the right path. So if I'm not on the right path already, I'll be more lenient. That's what the Satan wants you to think. You're not doing good. What do you mean you're not doing good? You have a vessel for Torah. You are polite. You are careful in your dealings with your friend. This is the purpose of the world. Because if you don't have this, don't tell me you have any care for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu create us as small entities, even in Shamayim? All Israel is one, but we are individuals in this world because we cannot praise, we cannot cherish, we cannot love Hashem unless we reach the level of being able to be careful with another. So when we say ve'ahavta es Hashem Eloikecha, someone who talks harshly to others, diminish them, and they're from Israel, you are this, you are a working person, you are this. Well, if you're a working person, look at the word of Rabbi Yeshua ben Chanina. You're going to listen an empty person today, a bag full of avonos, tell you who you are, or you're going to listen to Rabbi Yeshua ben Chanina? Who are you going to listen to? And if you have no clue of his giant chokhmah, look in the Midrash, the stories with Caesar. That whole Rome was standing on him. He was telling them what to do in order to win every time. He knew there was a Gzera on Am Yisrael. And I'm going to prove you that everything I told you is in the Pasuk. I just didn't open that. And that's why it says in the Pasuk, Ve'ra'u chala me'aretz, ve'amru rak am chacham ve'novain. These people, when they're going to see our behavior between one another, they're going to say, these people, look at the lashon of the Pasuk, chacham ve'novan, chachma bina. Rak chacham ve'novain, hagoy hagodoy lahaze, this tremendous nation, and that's the covet. This is the Kiddush Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to do. It's not here and there and here and there, this is the Kiddush Hashem when the Goyim recognize through our actions, without us saying anything, that we have Chachma and Bina. What the Torah teaches us is really tremendous. This is when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is praising his children. He's proud of them. I'm going back. Sorry that I had to go on this, but I get too many questions about this every week. I'd rather it's recorded, it's going to be online, and people can refer to it, and this is the truth. In the words of the Tanoim HaKadoshim, this is what it says, and the Zohar says it right and left, right and left. All the chevra of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, they all had a job. Besides Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, they all had something to sustain themselves. Otherwise, Rashi says, people will be stealing each other and killing each other. By going to work and earn an honest income, you mekayim an enormous amount of mitzvahs, besides the emunah fact, because now you depend on Hashem and you really see your life on the scale, and you really realize that everything comes from Hashem. But the number of mitzvahs you're making, refraining from stealing, refraining from going after shtusim in the world because you are busy at work, and then you come back, it's your family. You're learning more Torah than someone that sits 8 hours in Kollel a day and learns Torah. You learn because he learns on his hours, but you learn night and days. So now here we had a lot of questions on Asher Tosim Lifneihem. This equals to 1,466. Obviously, if the Lashon shows that something is hidden, we have to turn it into numbers. So after, I'm going to write in quick, and then after I'll explain. This is the Ralab, this is the Tana, and with Yud, K, Vav, K. In other words, the Yud, so, okay, for those who are not familiar, let's go into the page. Now what happened to my, it's gone. Okay, these are the four names in the four world, Ab, Sag, Ma, Ben. Yud, He, Vav, He, Yud, He, Vav, He, written like this. Yud, He, Vav, He, Yud, He, Vav, He, equals 232, equals Yehi, Oyer. That was the original light that was shining in the world. We call it by its name, by its value, 232, Ralab. Equals Yehi, Oyer. So now once you have the original light shining upon you. The Tana 455, if you want to take it that way, it's Moshe in full. Mem, Shin, hey, I think it's the one with the Aleph. So you have all the Shem because he reached the 50th level of Bina. So you have the 50 gates of Bina shining upon you. It's 455 Tana, 455, which is Aleph He Yud He, which equals Kasa, gives Kapara. Aleph He Yud He, the 143, this equals to 143. This is the Mechila that I talked before. But once you read this, equals Selicha. Only it's a mikveh. It's you that affected. This equals one mikveh also, 151. So altogether equals this. And the core name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to show that he is with the person, V'ra'u chol amei ha'aretz ki shem Hashem nikra alecha, is on the tselem in front of the person. That's the name. Means this person trusts Hashem. This person, when you believe, when you are addressing and you're accomplishing the Mishpatim, which are you behaving with derech eretz towards one another, you have a tremendous amount of light. And this light makes everything. Now I'm going to show you something. And I'm going to prove it even down further. We have Mishpat, right? Everywhere in the Torah, every second passage. I can't believe that he doesn't want to keep the page break. Mishpat equals 429. Mishpat is Daka. Tzedek Mishpat Kisei, the Kisei of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we say it in Rosh Hashanah, all these psukim with Mishpat, Amelech Mishpat. It's all the time Mishpat. Okay, let's go down to what this Mishpat is. You want to know what's inside the Mishpat? I'm going to show you. Equals 3 times Kamag. What Kamag is? Let's go back here. 3 times this name, the 3 Dayanim. What do you want to do? Once you're in the Mishpat, you're in the Heichal Aschus, you're getting Mechila already. They're willing to give you Mechila. You have to go one extra step to get Kapara, meaning all completely. But already, this is what happens. When a person is being judged by judges like this, which is the Sanhedrin, the Mishpat. That's what Moshe HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu, and that's what Rashi is revealing. Tell them the side of the Mishpat. It's much better to be there. Because even though you will be judged, in other words, if I make the sum of everything we have said so far, once you have derech eretz, once you have care for the property of your neighbor, you're not mezalzel, and it's a lot of halachas in Chosh and Mishpat. Now it come to me. Once you see that something, a nezek may occur to your friend or to his money, and you take care of it, and you, as it's normal, as if it was your money. Once you do such a thing, you mekayem this pasuk of ve'ele hamishpatim asher tasim lifneihem, before all of them, meaning interaction. When they interact, when it's the Torah, it says befihem, each one has to know the Torah. But once you are as a cloud, because this is the glue that bonds the Bnei Yisrael, I care for you, automatically you will care for me. And then I put another one, and this grows, and you show that it's, you have the eyes to look good at someone else, not just to have the eyes. The good eye is always the right. That's, you look at others. The bad eye says it's the left. You look at yourself. But some people look with the left eye at others. This is the eye in Hara. And the good eye, they look at themselves, they're completed. No, they have nothing to do. They don't understand that this has been done by the Satan. He inverted the whole concept of the two eyes, and the reason we had two eyes, Kadosh Baruch Hu could have created us with one eye in the center. We didn't need two eyes. No, we cannot use two eyes, one eye for the two functions. One function is for the good, one function is more the din. So the din, we keep it to ourselves, but to others, we give the chasadim. And once a person reacts like this, automatically he creates a bond into Bnei Yisrael, and that's what creates the kapara. Now, instead of being judged in the Mishpat, he is in the fourth level of Heichal HaZchus, where the Dayanim says, now we understand, look, the situation was like this and like this. We can't judge him like this. The Malach was fighting with him at that point. That was not fair from the Sultan to bring such a fight onto a person like this. No, kapara on this. That's the fault of the Sultan. He had no right. Let us see the Gzadin HaKadosh Baruch Hu came up with. He was allowed to test him, this and that. Look how far beyond he went. Not the fault of the person. The Sultan didn't listen to the Gzadin. And they wipe out, after wiping out everything. And that's the Indian. But everything starts with the person and his outlook to his friends, his chevra, and the others, and always keeping a relationship through derech eretz. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.